Oh my God, I almost forgot I had this running. I almost forgot I was live. I'm just a hot mess here. Warning! The following live broadcast may contain loud, obnoxious, shrill, and alarming noises that might be considered disturbing, if not outright uncomfortable to listen to, especially if you are wearing headphones. I share my office space with an African gray parrot and two parakeets, and I have no control over their behavior while I am live streaming. Unlike my regular videos, where I have the opportunity to edit them out as best as I can. If you are sensitive to loud, surprising background noises, I recommend either not turning your volume up too loud or watching my edited pre-recorded videos instead. Viewer discretion is advised. Oh my God. It's like I skip a week, and not only did I forget how to drive, forgot how to run everything as well. Oh my God. It's like literally, it's like I literally forgot that I had pressed live and that I was just letting the music go. Oh my God. Oh, so much going on. So much going on. Hello, Efrain. Welcome. Hello, Joseph. Hello. Welcome. And yes, I see you, my precious eyeball people, watching me next to the giant eyeball on my screen from regions beyond. Welcome. And speaking of regions beyond, if you are watching me from Facebook, from Facebook, essentially. Come on over to YouTube. Join the sexy people in the chat. Oh, hello, Gothic Lolita Angel. Hello. Oh, you must tell me your New York Comic Con. Did you go to New York Comic Con? How was that for you? It's like, it seems like a lot of people that I know was at New York Comic Con. So, but welcome. Yes, because Facebook has a tendency to act up. Actually, it acted up this morning. So only my main page is streaming right now on Facebook. If you usually watch this on my I guess like my business page or whatever, it's not there. For some reason it didn't want to connect. So so that's why it's always best to come on over to YouTube and and it's like and hang out in the chat with everybody so that we can talk face to face. And of course I don't stream to Twitter anymore because they don't even show me any comments or anything, so it was kind of like not worth the effort. If I can't see your comments, what's the point, right? So yes, and welcome from Twitch as well. Thank you so much for joining me. Yes, so like I said, a lot going on here. I mean, I have just been making a mess over here. I think I don't even think that I remembered. Actually, no, what I need to remember is I need to introduce myself before we get started. Like I said, it's like I'm just being a complete mess right now. But then again, when aren't I? It's like I always say, live streaming is like karaoke. You don't go to karaoke to watch somebody belt out a perfect rendition of Whitney Houston's version of "I Will Always Love You." You don't. You really don't. Or maybe the Pina Colada song. Hello, everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which returns to Kickstarter in 2024 with the brand new story arc Tears the Mother, with the re-release of issue 6. Well, with the re-release of issues 1 through 5. And the brand new issue 6. So that's coming. That's coming in 2024. So keep an eye out for that. And I am also known for my medieval fantasy drama, EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn, which also returns to Kickstarter next year with issue 8 of a 15-issue series. So already we're just a little bit halfway, over the halfway mark with the series, and I couldn't be thrilled. And I just can't wait to get the next issue into your hands so you can all hate me. So, so yeah, so keep an eye out for that as well. In the meantime, you can read both my comics online at Tall Tales, TAILS online.com, and egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. And you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at Daphne Lage Art, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you get notified whenever any of my streams go live. So when I remember that I am going live, so yeah, oh, Machu Picchu. Yeah, that would be nice. I know that I could use a vacation. That's for sure. That's for sure. You know. So yeah. So like I said, I'm kind of like a hot mess here because it's like today, I decided, as you can see right here, I'm going to be working on some traditional media, and it's been a while since I've worked traditionally. Ever since I completely became a hoe to Clip Studio. you know, I mean, I did like an entire issue in Clip Studio, and it's just gotten to the point where it's like I like I can't remember the last, like my scanner was dusty, when I went to use it, because that's how long I've not scanned any original pieces, because everything that I've been doing for the past couple of months have been digital in Clip Studio Paint. So so today I figure I do have these images for the Oswald Chronicles, which technically are also commissions. So I have to get, so now it's like it's their turn on the block, and I have to finally, and so I had to like break out all my pens and whatnot. And I actually only remembered I needed to clean them an hour, actually not even, about more like 45 minutes before I was supposed to go live. So I'm over here kind of like scrubbing my pens. Let me see if I can just show you the mess that I have here. Hold on, let me see if I can show you this. You see, I'm so messy. I don't even, it's like I forgot that everything is on OBS. Oh my goodness. It's like I went just to change cameras, and because I'm connecting through OBS, StreamYard won't allow me to use my other cameras. I would have to do it through OBS, and unfortunately I don't have my desk here set up on OBS, so I can't show the mess. Well, I can kind of show you the mess, right? So let me just pick up my little towel here. So this is my little mess of rapidiographs that I had to take apart and and actually clean it. I'm in the process of cleaning it. So I just have, and then it's like I had to scrub my hands before I got on, because it's like it was all covered in ink. It was such a mess. Um, and unfortunately, the pen that I needed to use wouldn't work. So luckily I had an extra nib, that I was able to put in at the last minute. So now everything works. So now we're ready to ink here. So let me just check something, because I know that I kind of glitched out for a little bit. So I just want to make sure that I'm still. Am I still okay here? Hold on. Let me check something. Oh, Yeah, okay. So I just checked YouTube just to make sure that I'm still recording. Yeah, so yeah, so like I said, I'm a little messy today. Because it's, I just have a whole thing going on. Also, it's like, I'm kind of like this whole thing also is proving that the setup that I have now is actually the best setup that I've probably had for a while. So before, I had my drawing stuff over here, and then I was using this space for kind of like my catch-all, my artistic catch-all, where all my pens and all my supplies would be, so I could be grabbing at it. But for some reason, it just wasn't working. Actually, what wasn't working was that every time I went to use this desk, I had to raise my chair. And every time I adjust my chair, I could never get it back to where it was at the right height, so that it doesn't hurt my back. So so in the end, I figured it's like, you know what? If I keep everything on this table, I don't have to change my chair. And also, I have this area set up for streaming, so it's like, you can see, the artwork here. It's not a problem. And once I switched it over and now I have my catch all here, it's worked so much better. Because it's like, in the end, it makes more sense for all my supplies to be on this side and then all my artwork to be here. So yeah, so it's been working really, really well. I haven't had to adjust my chair at all. And I'm just like, my back is really happy for that. So that's one thing, right? So another thing that happened today is that I have gotten another package. So a long while ago, probably around when Tall Tales, the last Tall Tales, or the one before the Tall Tales before that, where I had what happened was that we had I guess, like, there was this retailer who had bought like a whole bunch of our comics, um like back in the 90s. Like, that's how far back it went. This was a guy who specialized in like furry, like in furry books and furry portfolios. And I guess he's cleaning out a storage unit or something, or he's cleaning out his house, so he's finding all this stock that he had all the way since back then. And something. Oh, okay. No, no, no. I'm just noticing something because, oh, did I lose Twitch? Did I lose Twitch here? Hold on. Let me see. Because I know that, like I said, I glitched out for a little bit. And then I had to come. What I had to do is I had to leave the Streamyard and then come back in because it something screwed up my cameras. And now I'm noticing that in my chat, I lost all my comments from Twitch. So I'm kind of wondering. Oh, you still? Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. Oh, oof. Okay, I was a little worried there for a second. Oh, hello, HR. Hello. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Gothic Lolita Angel. Thank you so much. Um, because I lost all your comments, your previous comments. I mean, what, like 2 or 3, but still, though, it's kind of weird. But okay, so at least we're okay. All right, at least we're okay. So where was I? What was I saying? Oh, so this retailer, I guess, like I said, he's cleaning out a storage unit, or he's cleaning out his house, and he found a whole bunch of our stuff from back then. Oh, thank you, Patrick. Thank you. Thank you very much for telling me that. I see, I can always quite count on you guys to tell me if anything's glitching out or whatnot. So thank you. And so I just got the box today, and so these I'm pretty sure you guys have seen before. So these, we got like a very small stack of the original release of Tall Tales when we first published these in 92, 93. So this is, a red foil variant. We were doing variants before people were doing variants back in the day. So this is a red foil variant that we had. So this, so this is so old that it has the original dot matrix lettering that I glued down here. Actually, it's not, no, the original was dot matrix. I think this was when the first laser printers came out and we were finally able to do like readable lettering. So yeah, because it's like I remember having to peel everything off and then like glue down the new lettering because, like I said, laser printers just came out at the time and we were able to print all the dialogue out. So that's how old this is. This one was printed in 93. So that's the foil, right? And then there's the gold version. This is the gold version of issue 2, so let's see. So yeah, so this probably is the same thing. Yeah, it's, yeah. and look, I started playing around with different font types, because like I said, it was all very new back then. So it's like, okay, so at least, I was able to like glue down different types of fonts. Now, of course, it doesn't look like this anymore. Now it's like we're all stuck with whiz bang. Yeah, exactly. So this one's also from 93. Oh, and it also comes with the certificate of authenticity when we were printing under Golden Realm Unlimited. It's just like, and then it's like, this is the regular issue 3 that we put out. So yeah, so this is issues 1, 2, and 3. And this is, I was looking for this. I was wondering where the first part of the story was. So, oh my God. It's like, does everybody remember? It's like, for all you gray muzzles in the audience, you guys remember that? The American Journal of Anthropomorphics, and that's like, anyone remember that? It's like, it's just really funny. See that, but no, because it's like, you see this story right here. So, because it's related to this, because we also have this ash can for issue 2, right? So if you guys all remember this, so this is how we advertised our books back in the day, where we would literally just do a Xerox of the book, and then and then it's like, give this out at conventions. Or I think like we sold it for a couple of dollars, like for $5 or so. I don't remember. And and it's like, oh, this is the book that's coming out, and like we would use it as like advertising, but like a collectible advertising, because it's like, here's the certificate for it as well. So this one is dated October 5th, October 5th, 1993. So the thing is like, when we got like the first batch of these books, holy crap, did these sell out so fast? Because I was doing okay, so hold on. Let's see. So spin the wheel giveaway with the closing of the current Kickstarter campaign. I mean, the thing is, though, it's like, I don't know. It's like, would people be interested in a Tall Tales giveaway on an EGORAVEN campaign? I mean, I could do it. If people wanted it, but I'm not really sure. If people on this particular campaign would be interested in something like this. I know that when we got the last batch of these, I put, because I think it was during the Gabby campaign, the Tall Tales, or so I thought, and I put these up, and they disappeared like that. People snatched the shit out of these, and I was like really, really surprised at how quickly they went. It's like, I mean, people really wanted this blast from the past. No, but you see, the thing that I was really happy about, so when I got these, so there's this short story that Jose wrote, and it's about Scene, the cat with the patch, with the this guy. So it's about Scene, and it's a short story about him, and you see, and the thing is, because I don't know if he has the full version, because like this story is so old, he did it on a typewriter, so we don't have a digital version of it. And so this issue, so this ash can has the first part of the story. And actually, I'm kind of wondering, does this complete? No, this is still part one. This is still part one. So does this continue? Let me see. No, it's this. Oh no, how disappointing. It's the same thing. So wait, well, yeah, because it's an issue 2 ash can, so it makes sense. But why is it an issue 3? You know what? I don't know what the fuck we were thinking at the time, okay? So so ever since I realized we had this story, it's like, oh, we have to find it, and then it just completely slipped our minds. But at least this way now, you know, it's like at least this way now, it just reminds me to ask Jose if he has the full story, because like that would be something nice to put together and offer it up on the next campaign. Let's see. Oh, it's like, are you gonna slam all everything all together like an omnibus? You know what? That is the plan. Actually, let me show you something. So we did one of our first Kickstarters was an omnibus for Thieves Quest. And when we were testing out the printer, or at least we were getting the books printed at the printer, Lightning Source, right? I had the opportunity to test out a hardcover. I was showing this to C and Nita yesterday, and of course C was like, oh my God, I'm salivating. It's like, bro, you have no idea. So this is I think I only made 2 of these. So Jose has the other one, I think. And this is a hardcover, like a test omnibus of the entire Thieves Quest series. And yes, the idea is that I want to bring this back. The only reason that I haven't was, I don't know. It's like, what's funny is like at the time I wasn't really crazy about the quality of the book from this particular printer. It's I don't know if they've changed over the years. But it's like I'm still, just flipping through it. It's like, well, I mean, it's okay, but I just prefer. It's like I'm just testing out some more printers as well, to see if I can, because Patrick is saying, yes, I got the soft cover. Yes, the soft cover is what we offered on the Kickstarter, which. Don't get me wrong, I love the soft cover too. I love the idea of having the entire thing in one book. But like I said, that is a plan that we have to put out a hardcover of it. I mean, because as you can see, it looks beautiful. So so all I have to do is just find a printer that can give me the quality that I want for this. So we're looking. So yes, I have to remind Jose to look for that story if he still has it. Like I said, it's like we typewriters and glue in the end. I mean, it's like, yeah, like I remember like gluing this stuff together, like printing it out, and then it was a whole thing back then, but here's and it's like Scene. Okay, yeah, I Scene. Right. It's like, no, yeah, it's funny because for the longest time, I just thought it was Sean, because I've seen that, it's like, but Jose goes, no, it's Scene. It's like, oh, okay. Okay. That is the catch. Patrick, because usually because it's like, I mean, I do have, there is a printer that I'm still testing out. The problem is that they are really expensive. Like you said, workable price. And I guess the catch is that the hope is that we get to a point where we can sell enough copies that we can get the books done overseas to get that workable price. Um, so so yeah, that's what I'm still, that's why I haven't offered up a hardcover for anything yet, because I haven't gotten, I just haven't worked with anybody yet that, like I said, is giving me the quality that I want. But again, for all the gray muzzles in here, so one more thing that I ended up getting in this batch, I didn't even remember I made this. Okay, I was shocked when I saw it because I had no recollection of. I have no recollection of this at all. But then again, I remember I put out a lot of portfolios back in the day. So, and the thing is, the originals are all gone too. Like, I don't even have the originals. If I wanted to reprint everything, I couldn't. I mean, it's stupid on my part, but yeah, I don't. Yeah. So I just have like really, really shitty copies. And yeah, I wouldn't reprint anything from them. But check this out. Check this out. So what this is a portfolio set that I made 1993. Like I said, I don't remember making this, and I have like 5 copies of this right now. So yeah, so what it is just this, it's a envelope, right? Printed, signed. I did 100 of them. I mean, the idea that I sold 100 of these, because I don't have this anywhere. Oh, hey Juju, I see you, Juju. Hello. So what it is this envelope that and then it has these prints inside, these 5.5, 8.5 prints inside. And these are all clean, so I don't feel, there's nothing to worry about here. It's not one of the other portfolios, and it's just 10 little Xerox prints on card, just of I don't know, furries and lingerie. It's like, and they're all signed, right? And really, I don't remember doing this. I really don't. So I was just really chuffed. I mean, honestly though, they're not that bad. They're not that bad for images that I made back in 93 ish. They're not that bad. I mean, I think they still kind of strangely hold up. So it's like, holy crap. I mean, I must have killed my rapidiographs doing that shit. Look at that. 93. This one's 91. So, and then of course there's the ad for our first issue of Tall Tales in there that I just showed you. So yeah, 91, 92, 93. So yeah, so I was just like, holy crap, I do not remember this at all. Yeah, I was very busy back then. I mean, like I said, I did a shit ton. Like I said, I did all these portfolios and I don't have any of them. Like I said, I don't even have the originals. Even when I did my comic Mondo Bondo, which was an actual comic, not like, it was just a comic sized pinup book. Like, I don't even have the originals to that. And it's like, yeah, it's, I mean, really, it's, I mean, it's like, look, these were back in the days where it's like, you had to like I was making duplicates of these. Like, there was no printer that, it's like, we just had printouts, and then I would take it to Staples, and then they would make the copies for me. And yeah, it was a whole thing. But I have to admit though, I really do still like this format. I mean, I would do the prints differently though. It's like I think that if I were to do the prints again, I would probably make them full bleed, maybe. Um let's just say, Juju, that I am closer to retirement age than I'm closer to college. Than when I graduated college. Let's just say that I'm a couple of years short of getting discounts at Denny's. Let's just put it that way. So, yeah, no, that's true. That's true. That was back in the day. You had to go to a real art store for your supplies instead of a computer. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, you had to like, well, technically I still like doing that. I mean, as much as thank you. Thank you, Juju, very much. It's Photoshop. Photoshop and light. No, it's lighting. No, it's yeah. You know what? I really do think that there's a correlation between having a creative career and having a youthful countenance. I really do think so. That there is something, about, being a cartoonist, spending pretty much my whole life being a cartoonist. It's the lighting. It's the lighting. But the thing is though, so it's like, I actually still kind of like this format. Um, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. You know, yeah. I mean, really, I really do think that there's a connection between the creative arts and like, you know although I have to so the first time that I knew that I was looking my age though was I think it was Anime Boston. And because it's like an Anime Boston, they had said that you had to show your ID because they were carding everybody to make sure that, I guess, it's like, so you had to show your ID in order to pick up your badges and stuff, right? So I go to pick up my badges and the guy just gives me my badges. He just says, oh, okay. So he finds my thing and he just gives it to me. And I go, it's like, oh, don't you need to see my ID? And he goes, no. He goes, I can tell. It's like, I was like, oh, so sad. That was the first time. That was the first time that I realized I was not looking, I was not looking younger than that was the first time, I felt. But look, trust me, when I opened up the box and I saw this, and I turned to dust. I just absolutely turned to dust. It was like I got Thanos snapped when I saw this. And it's like, yeah. But my point is, though, right, is that I really do still like this format. Like, I really do like this. And it's like, I don't know. It's like, is this something that people would still be interested in, to get like a set of prints in an envelope? It felt like that. I was so out of it for the rest of the convention. I was so sad. My glory days of not being, of always being asked to be carded, were over at that moment. It's like, so it's like, would this be something that people would still be interested in? Where it's like, you just get like art prints, and then like 10 art prints in an envelope. And I mean, I don't know. Like, after Baltimore Comic Con and SPX, I was reading how people were saying that the era of large prints was over, pretty much. That people are looking for smaller prints, because you know what? Nobody has wall space anymore. So they were saying that if you had smaller prints, that's what people were buying. like the 11 by 17 prints just don't move anymore. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a little while. It's like the new Kickstarter. It's like, oh, my younger sister's the only person I know that got carded at the library. The security guard told her she shouldn't be in school. She shouldn't be in school when she was like 25. Well done. Um, let's see. Oh, you hate the small print. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's like, and then it's like, it's very interesting to me because I'm learning more comic stuff. Yeah, look, I'm still learning comic stuff. It's like I'm always, I'm always like trying to like keep an eye out for like what other people are doing. And it's like, oh, could I do that? Does that make sense for me? And it's like, and that's always, that's always, like a good thing to do. Now, it's like, now the thing is, I was like, just be careful, how they say the comparison is the thief of joy. So, it's good to look at what other artists are doing and other comic book artists are doing, but just remember not to compare yourself to them. Everybody's journey is different. And the whole thing is that you're looking at other artists to kind of like learn what they're doing and seeing if that applies to you. But it's like, it's what Al Snow. I met the wrestler Al Snow at MegaCon. The one time we went to MegaCon, he bought a copy of Tall Tales, by the way. His handlers really wanted him to move along, and he came directly to our table. Says, no, I want to check this out. So we talked for a little bit, and I had said this, like, oh, it's like, like I said the word that I was like, you're famous or something. And he goes, no, I'm not famous. More people just know me. Right. And I've always kind of internalized that. And there was also another comparative phrase that it's like a master is just somebody who's just been doing the same thing longer. So you always have to remember that when you're watching other artists, that it's like, look, they've just been doing it longer, and it's like, remember not to compare yourself. But if you can learn something from them or pick up tips from them, then by all means. But you know what? I think in the end, like, you can technically pick up tips from anybody. I mean, if it's a good idea, is a good idea, regardless of who's implementing it. So, speaking of good ideas, I think it's about time for me to start working on these pieces that I have here. So, like I said, it's just very nice to have this space here where I can just dump my stuff here. So, so I have everything just out of the way, and then I can move on to my pieces here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a bump, and then I'm going to set up myself on this table, and then we can talk more about I don't know what's going on or what's not going on. I don't know. So so that's what I'm going to do. So I will be right back. So yeah, be right back.
the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the craze. If you are an independent, catch the craze. Making moves on your own, catch the craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the craze. Join the movement, catch the craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the craze.
There we go. Okay. All right. So here we are. Let me see if I can adjust my lighting a bit. Like I said, it's been a while since I actually worked on the table. So luckily I have these light bulbs that you can change. You know, I have the Philips Hue light bulbs that you can change, I guess, like the color temperature. So which I highly recommend if you can get them. I know that probably that there's kind of like knockoff brands, which most likely, you know, work just fine as well, as long as you can change like the different types of whites that you can, because it's like there's the warm, like right now I kind of have a warm lighting going on, which technically is not really optimal for filming, although I guess it depends on the lighting. And you know, so right now there's kind of like this yellow tone on the paper, so I'm just going to change everything to like kind of like a blue. And it's like, so what do you think? What do you think? It's like, so which is better? Which way do you guys like it? Do you like it? Do you see this better, or do you see this better? You know, so because it's like, you know, because in the end, it's like what works for me personally as lighting might not necessarily work best for you know, for you to see the artwork. So but I don't know, it's like for me on my screen, the blue tone looks better. Wow, I didn't realize my microphone was like all the way in like that. Hold on, let me see if I can like make that less obnoxious. You know, okay, so that's probably okay, so that probably works better. Okay, so what I have here on the board, like I said, oh, blue. Okay, yeah, so HR says blue. Also, another quick change that I did to the OBS screen. For a little bit, I was trying out this thing with having the chat right. Let me point it here in this area right here, but it turned out nobody could read it. So I don't know, like the resolution was just really bad on it, and nobody was able to, it kind of like defeated the purpose of having the comments on the screen. So I'm just not having the comments on the screen. So it's going to be a little awkward for me because, you know, my monitor is here, you know, right here on my right side, but I'm going to be looking this way when I, you know, to work. So if it's a the microphone is a blue Yeti. It's actually, I don't think it's actually that large. It just looks that way on the screen. You know, the objects in the mirror may look larger than they appear. So, okay. So everyone is saying, well, enough people are saying that blue is fine. You can see it, the blue lighting is best. Okay. So we're going to keep it, like that. Like I said, if, you know, it's like, I really do think that if you can get one of these color changing light bulbs, I think it's worth it. Like I said, you could probably get like kind of like an off brand of it. You don't have to get the Philips, it's Yeti sized, you know. Oh, but my point is that because now I have to like do like a more dramatic shift. I'm going to be able to see your comments, but I'm not going to be able to bring them up. So, so just so everybody knows, so I can see your stuff. I just can't, I just can't, I just can't keep stopping to bring them up. Hold on, let me just adjust my monitor a little bit more. So what I'm doing is I'm just turning it, and there's, you see, this microphone is gigantic. Look at this shit. Let me try to get, see, all I'm trying to do is make sure that, that is just way too obnoxious on the screen. Hold on, let me see if I can fix this. Let me see. Oh, there goes my dinosaur. Hold on. Yeah, so I have I keep these little toys that I use as as art models. So there we go. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, so I think we're fine now, right? Oh my goodness. Okay. So, all right. So what I have on the desk here. So this is for the next OSWALD Chronicles story that yeah, it's like, yeah, it really is, Paul. It is a little obnoxious, trying to set up this so that it's just not in your face, or in my face, or your face, because it's obnoxious on the screen. So this is for a story that's coming up, another short story that Jose is doing for the OSWALD Chronicles, and this was actually a story that he offered up as a commission on a campaign years ago. And he just finally, well, actually he's had it done for a while. I just couldn't get to it, because like I had so many other books to finish. I had so many other things to finish. So he did the story as a commission, which technically makes the artwork that I'm doing for it also a commission. And so it's Oswald and the adventure that he has with this ferret, which is the commissioner's OC, the commissioner's original character, Blackfoot. He's a Blackfoot ferret. So so there's one more piece that I'm doing afterwards. There's one more piece to the set, even though technically I have 5 pieces. There is a previous stream where I did the really rough sketches for these. So there's 5 pieces. I chose 3 for the commissioner. So these are 2 of them. So, and because they're a commission, they don't want digital. He wants something he can hang on his wall. So this is so I'm going to be doing these traditionally. So these pictures I worked from the original sketches that I did in Clip Studio Paint, and I lightboxed them. The funny thing is, which led to the title of today's show, is that I was working on this one. And what happened was that when I was looking at it after I was done sketching, it's like, oh, I did the body too short. I really should make it longer and whatnot. And then I stopped and just stared at it, because I had gotten so used to fixing things in Clip Studio Paint like that I was like, oh shit, I have to redraw it. It's like I literally have to erase the part that I didn't like and then redraw it. And I was literally stunned, like offended that I had to do that. It's like, oh my God, it's like I have to ruin the piece in order to fix it. And it's like, yeah, that's how that works. So yeah, it's like just lassoing it and then making it larger and stretching it out and making it to where I wanted it, and then just be able to lightbox it. No, I literally had to erase it and redraw it, like this part right here. So but it's the way that I want it now. But it was just like ridiculous, because I'm literally sitting here going, oh, I can't just fix it. It's so stupid. It's the whole joke about when you work on digital so much and then it's like you're drawing and then you try to do this, you try to do that, or you try to like undo, and there is, oh wait, shit, there is no undo. It was, I literally had that moment, you know. So I think for this one, you know what? I think what I'm going to do, which one? Okay, you know what? I'm going to let you guys decide. Which one do you guys want me to start inking? You want me to start inking this one, the one with Oswald in it? Or do you want me to start with this one that has the fairy in it? So which one should I ink? Which one should I start inking while I'm trying to make sure that my pens work? Yeah, so in the end, I had forgotten that I needed to clean my pens. So like I said, I had to replace the nib on this one. Luckily, I had an extra one. But the thing is, though, it's like you cannot leave rapidographs just sitting around. Because it's like I'm hoping the other nib is salvageable. I just have to really clean it out. Okay, so far we have 1 vote for this one, 1 vote for this one. So, okay, 1 vote for Oswald, 1 vote for number 2. So I just need 1 more vote to decide. So which one? Who's the tiebreaker? Who's the tiebreaker? And so I could only get 2 of my pens to work. So let's see. I swear it's like Patrick, between this commission and the work that I was doing, the collaborative work that I was doing for Sky of Thorns, I've been drawing a lot of ferrets lately. I've been drawing a lot of ferrets. So let's see. Yeah, so this one, let's see. I know, I think this pen was also working too. So Paul, break the so which one you want to see? Someone break the tie. So which one? Which one? Left, right? Huh? Come on, Paul. Give me an answer. Somebody said, oh, Michael San Martino said Oswald. So I have 2. Okay, so you know what? Okay, so Michael broke the tie. So we're going to work on the Oswald piece. And it's like, yeah, so you see this one. Yeah, so you see this one I still have to clean out. So at least we're not using that. So I'm going to put this one aside. So, okay, so Michael San Martino broke the tie. So we will be inking in this the one with Oswald on it. So, okay. So, all right. So I haven't done this in a while. So let's hope I don't fuck it up. But then again, that's why I always scan the blue line. That's why I always scan the blue line, so that if I do mess it up, I could just print out another blue line on my printer and then ink that, or I could just light box it. Either way. Either way. So, okay. So let me just make sure that you guys can see this. Okay, there we go. Okay, very nice, very nice. I'm getting a nice smooth line on this. So let's see. So okay, good. Like I said, it's been a little bit, but I think I can manage. I think I can manage this. Although really it's like the I'm really happy though that that I was really able to imitate my inking style on Clip Studio though. I mean, really, that was a game changer. It's just really funny how like Photoshop was just not like it. I really didn't like inking in Photoshop, Oh, a lot of sirens outside. I really get the hair on the back of my neck always. Every time I hear sirens, because it's like there was an incident like 2 doors down there's an abandoned house. We have 2 doors down. The shit's an eyesore, but whatever. That's just what it is. I'm sure every neighborhood has something, right? And the house caught on fire twice in the same night. And luckily in my neighborhood, even though it's like we're considered, I was gonna ask, can't you just change that blue to black in Photoshop? Yeah, I could, but it doesn't. All it does is that it just looks like pencils. If I do that, Michael, if I yeah, it's like I could change this line work to anything in Photoshop, but it doesn't look like it's inked. So I'm not, so I don't really save time by doing that. It's like I'm still I still have to ink to get the pencils to look the way I want it. I know that a lot of Marvel and DC artists, like, that's what they do. They pencil like they're inking, so that they could just darken the lines and just color on top of that, and then it's like, okay, keep it moving. Yeah, I haven't I don't pencil like that. Um I never, yeah, I was never one for like really really tight pencils. Like, this is pretty much as tight as it's going to get for me. Um but yeah, it's like I just yeah, I would just rather ink on top, like put my effort into actually inking, than trying to get my pencils to look like my inking. And like I said, I really like how I was able to imitate my inking style in Clip Studio. The thing that I really like the best about inking in Clip Studio is how smooth the lines are. It's a combination of two things. It's like, one, my line arc still has like kind of like this rough edge to it, because especially here, it's reacting, the nib is reacting to the texture of the paper. So when you scan it in, the lines are not crisp, because that's not, if I wanted crisp lines on paper, I would have to learn how to use a brush. And I never got into that. I never got into that. Um, so with Clip Studio, I was able to kind of like get the best of both worlds, where I still kind of get like my janky lines. Like, my lines are a little on the janky side because of the texture of the paper. But on Clip Studio, they're janky, but they're smooth, and I really like that. I really like the way that looks. Um, and what I like too is, like, because they're smooth, I can enlarge the pieces, and and it's like, and it's not like all of a sudden the texture is becoming really, really noticeable. So, so I've just been liking, I've just been like really liking that. Um, so, so yeah, so okay, good, good, good. Yeah, so so that's why I work the way I do. But yeah, yeah, it's like, the whole thing, I forgot how to draw. It's it's very hyperbolic. It's very dramatic. How these titles are. How YouTube loves dramatic titles for for the algorithm, right? But no, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty comfortable here. I'm still just as comfortable inking. It's like, would I rather be inking this in Clip Studio? Yeah. Yeah, it does. I would rather do that. But I think that in the end, though, it's always good to kind of like, remember where you came from, remember who you are, right? um because, like, yeah, it's like, I don't want to like get out of practice. And it's like, look, it's like, look, by me not inking for like probably like 2-3 months, I probably messed up a $30 nib, so it's like, oh, if I don't take care of my tools, even if I'm not inking, it costs me money. So I have to let's see. Let's see. And Michael says, plus it probably reinforces your line art. Practice makes perfect. No, absolutely, absolutely. It's like, yeah, like I said, I would rather put in the effort of actually inking than messing with the pencils to fake that I inked. It's, um, I'd rather do that. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, the fire. Yeah. So like I said, there was, the abandoned house got set on fire twice in one night. And and we live in an area, because the houses are all connected, we're considered like a 4-alarm fire area, which means that 4 fire stations show up at the same time in this area, because you don't want shit spreading. But also, luckily, because these houses are made out of brick, and they have kind of like brick, and they have brick firewalls in between them, whenever there's a fire, they have a tendency to not spread, to jump to the next house because of the brick. So, but it's still scary though. It's still goddamn scary, when, because we had another incident like across the street where a house literally exploded. Like something exploded in the house. Luckily, nobody was hurt. But like, it was like, talk about dramatic. But the houses next to it, weren't affected. Like everything was contained in the house. So it's the same thing with the abandoned house here, because of the brick, the amount of, because the base is brick, not wood. It kept the fire contained in that, in the house. Of course, the houses next door, what they got was smoke damage, which is a completely different thing, so they had to get that taken care of. So, but so every time I hear fire trucks like that, a lot of fire trucks, it's like my heart stops, because it's like I remember being at my front door. Einstein was in the parrot, it was in his carrier. I didn't have a cat at the time, didn't have the parakeet at the time, and I had my laptop with my hard drive in it, and I was standing, just in case they said this, oh, everyone has to leave. But the problem was, like, I had no idea where I was going to go when that happened. Like, I just had my shit ready to go, but I just had no idea where I was going to go, so it was just like, I just, it was a very stressful night. It was very stressful. So, let's see. So okay. So it's like, what else is going on? Okay. So, was it Michael who mentioned, my campaign? So yes. So I am in the last, I think, like 48 hours on my campaign right now. You're seeing the covers cycle through up there. It's the Unicorn King's Daughter. I know that you guys have been hearing me talk about this campaign for about a year now. So we're finally in the last 48 hours of the campaign. The campaign closes on Friday at 11:45. So if you haven't pledged yet, please feel free. Please do. I would like to thank the 200, last I checked, 207 backers. Is that fucking crazy or what? 207 backers on my campaign, for this campaign. It's really funny. I thought that, we get so wrapped up in how much money a campaign makes that we forget what the real important number is on the campaign. So here's a trick for you, especially for Lolita. If you plan on doing a Kickstarter campaign in the future, right? If you want to really job the numbers, because that's the thing, it's like, because if you want to really job the numbers, right? Offer commissions on your campaign. Offer something customizable that you can customize on your campaign. Like, I know that if I offered commissions on this campaign, like, oh, $200 and you get like a 9x12 of whatever character you want, you know, whatever. I could have been above 10,000 like nothing. You know, that happened when I did my very first House of Bob sketchbook. You know, I ended up making $2,000 on 40 people, you know, because I was offering commissions on that campaign. And it's like, look, people love commissions, especially if that's the only way they can get artwork out of you. So yeah, so that, you know, so it's like, yeah, so if you really want to like hype up how much money you make on a campaign, offer commissions. Very easy, whether it's sketch covers, you know, you get some blanks. I have a whole box of blanks under here. I really should start offering those. You know, get some blank sketch covers, or just, you know, and like just offer up a commissions, and you're good to go. You can raise some nice money on Kickstarter by doing that. Right? But you cannot fake backers. That's the funny thing. You know, that's the thing that I keep forgetting. You cannot fake backers. And because, you know, 200, I mean, I can't even say this broke records, because the highest that I have, the highest number of backers that I've had on a campaign before this was 153. I think was 153. No, it was 174. 174, I think, was the highest amount of backers. And that was, I think, for issue 4. For issue 4 of EGORAVEN, I think. I got 174 backers. And then it's like, after that, it's like I've kind of been chasing that number. So it's like the closest that I got to it after that was 153, right? So I was kind of expecting to do the same on this campaign. I was expecting to do the same, you know, on this. And, you know, and then it's like, you know, I saw it go to like, you know, when it hit like 153, I was like, oh, okay, at least it's doing the same as my previous EGORAVEN campaigns. I think I had 153. Like I said, I think the last one had 130 something backers, and then the issue before that had 153. And then all of a sudden I started seeing it keep creeping up, and I go, oh, wouldn't it be funny if I matched the other campaign at 174? So, and then that happened, and I go, oh, wouldn't it be funny if it hit 180? You know, because if it hit 180, then it's like, okay, then I could say I really broke my records. You know, it's from 100. You know, so I figured I have like a little buffer, and then it's like it hit 180. So that unlocked all these phone backgrounds. These phone backgrounds that people were asking for, which I was really surprised. Like, I would have never have considered that. But yeah, so what I did was I offered up all of my variant covers on the campaign as phone backgrounds, even the nude covers, because those that people were especially asking for, those cheeky monkeys. And so we unlocked all of the phone, you know, the phone backgrounds. You know, which, you know, they were fun. I tried them on my phone. Very pretty. You know, it was very nice. And then, you know, it just kept going up. You know, it just kept going up. So okay. So this is. All right, so that's a Twitch thing. So, okay, you know what? I'll deal with that nonsense on Twitch. I'll clean it up later. It's, you know, just the usual spam shit, but I'll delete it later. So then, so then it's like it just kept going up, and I'm like, okay, oh shit, it's like I kind of wasn't expecting it to do that. Like, people kept, buying the books and whatnot, and now, so yesterday I clicked on my thing and it said 200 backers. And what was really funny was that I didn't expect myself to get as giddy as I did when I saw that number. Because I was so wrapped up at like, it's like, oh, maybe I can get this campaign to 10,000. It would be really nice and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I was so wrapped up in that number, which honestly, I don't think I'm going to make 10 grand. I mean, that'll be the Hail Mary of Hail Marys if somehow I make it to 10 grand by Friday. But I was so wrapped up in that number that when I saw 200 backers, I was like, holy shit. I have 200 people deliberately buying my book. And it was, and it just kind of like hit me like a ton of bricks. Because it's like, imagine 200 people in your house. I mean, really, it's like, do you even know 200 people? So it's like the idea was just, but I mean, look, I don't want to say that less than that is like, oh, poo-poo, it's like, oh, that's not enough people. It's like, look, when I got 30 people, when I got 15 people backing my very first Kickstarter, I was like, holy shit, 15 people actually deliberately bought my sketchbook. I can't even name 15 people. I mean, okay, that's an exaggeration. Okay, I could name 15 people. But I mean, I don't know 15 people physically. Oh, I can name one. I can name one. Hey, Bess. Hello. Welcome. Hello, everybody. Hello, Keeman. Hello, Space Craig. Hello. Welcome. Obviously, I guess Visenia ended her stream. So welcome. Thank you for the raid. Thank you so much. Hello, Ves. I am doing very well. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello. Yes. Yes, HR. I always, like I said, the raids always make me happy because it gives me that boost. It gives me that boost that I like. Hello. Hello. Welcome. As you can see, I'm inking by hand today. No Clip Studio paint. Because like I said, this is a commission that I'm working on. It's a combo commission for a future Oswald story. Thank you so much, Vess. Yeah. Hello, Okia Fern. Hello. There we go. Hello. So I'm working on so the story itself that Jose wrote was a commission. So in turn makes my artwork for it a commission. Of course it's like, people much prefer, this person especially, they want hard copies of my artwork, so that's what I'm working on. Normally, especially lately, I would be working in Clip Studio Paint, but you know what, it's good to keep it in practice. Like I said, I already ruined one pen by abandoning it for a couple of months, so I just have to remember to clean this when I'm done. What was I talking about? I don't know what I was talking about. What was I talking about? I don't know. What was I talking about? It was, I don't know. You know what? It's like, it probably doesn't matter. Someone remind me what I was talking about. It's like, I always forget the point of my stories. I guess I'm just, well, it's like, 15 people. Yes. Thank you, Juju. Yes. Yes. Well, the raid train, yes, derailed my train. Yes. So yes, so it's like, yeah, so it's like, even if you do your first campaign, right, your very first campaign, and you only like get 15 people, I mean, that's still 15 people who deliberately bought your stuff, right? So of course the trick is that how do you turn those 15 people into 20 people, into 30 people, into 40 people? And it's like, in the end, that's kind of the game you play on Kickstarter, right? On how do you get those numbers to go up? How do you get more people to support you and be interested in your stuff and whatnot? Now of course, the main crux of everything is that you have to give people a book, a comic, whatever, that entertains them, at minimum, that it's like that they want to be entertained by, they want to own it, and it's like, look, the second Visenia puts out a Kickstarter for her tarot cards, I'm there. I want those cards. It's like, if you're not following Visenia, she's doing Pulsetober, right? And she's doing a tarot card theme, and gorgeous work, absolutely gorgeous work. And it's like, look, you know what? There just comes a point where it's like, look, Vest could put out, the second Vest puts out a Kickstarter, I'm there. That's just what it is, right? So that's kind of the point, of like how, you create fans. Like, how do you turn these people into fans that will keep coming back, right? That's always, the game. That's the game. I like to call it a game because it's kind of less stressful. It's less stressful for me, like, because it's like, I think that when you think of it too much as business, I got to get a clip of that, of the Lego unicorn cat. Business. Am I doing it right? Business. I think that, I don't know, it puts you in a different mindset that kind of has a tendency to lead towards the negative. But if you think about it as a game, or at least that's how it works for me, if you think about it as a game, I think that you come up with more creative ideas in when it comes to like marketing a campaign. So this campaign that I'm running for the Unicorn King's Daughter, now formerly known as Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut, because the first thing, yes, now, yeah, definitely. First tip, don't give them a reason to regret backing your first campaign. Absolutely. You do not want people regretting backing you. It's like, no, definitely. That's rule number one. Although I would like to think of it more, I would like to reword it more, is that, give them a reason to be glad that they're supporting you, that they're happy to be supporting you. Because it's like, it's like, like I said, I'd like to keep, these ideas more positive. So the first thing that I learned with this campaign, so with this with Unicorn King's Daughter, the campaign that I have now, which ends on Friday, link is in the show notes, fun stuff. This campaign itself is a culmination of a lot of things that I learned running my Kickstarters. According to BackerKit, yes, Choo Choo. Look, whichever works. In the end, it's like, it's whatever works for you, whichever phrasing works for you. So it's like, because according to BackerKit, get this. So according to BackerKit, they said that I have run in total, when you combine EGORAVEN, Tall Tales, and the OSWALD Chronicles, that I have run 47 campaigns and have raised about like $78,000, like close to $80,000 on 47 campaigns. No wonder I'm tired all the time, So what I did was I took all these things that I've learned from these 47 campaigns. Holy shit. Look, I even just saying it out loud, it's like, oh my God, I ran 40. I either personally ran or helped run 47 campaigns. Oh, it's a lot. So what I did was I took all these things that I learned from all these Kickstarters and I combined as much as I could into one campaign, which was EGORAVEN, the Unicorn King's Daughter. That's the campaign that's running now. Right? So the first thing that I learned that I think that everybody should know about is don't give your book a raunchy title you cannot advertise on social media. That was a hard lesson I learned the first 2 weeks of the campaign. The original name of the campaign was Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut, which is the adults only supplement that I have on the campaign. It's not a title that I just created that means nothing. And it's actually a name of one of the 3 books on this campaign. And for 2 weeks, I had such a hard time advertising the book on social media. Everybody who used the title uncensored all got dinged on Facebook for inappropriate content. Even I got dinged for it. So there came a point. So very quickly, I had to censor the title every time I used the title on social media. It's true. It's true. So I put a little shrimp emoji in slut because, of course, that's the word. Every place that I used it, if I used it on YouTube, if I used it on Facebook, if I used it on Twitter, they all dinged me for using the word slut in the name. So I had to censor it in order for them to leave me alone. But even then, the link itself that Kickstarter made for me still had the word slut in it, even though I changed it. So it was still throttling my links. So 2 weeks in, I decided to change the name of the Kickstarter to The Unicorn King's Daughter, which is the main book on the campaign. But like I said, because the link still has the word slut in it, I'm still being throttled, but not as much because, now it's like I'm writing The Unicorn King's Daughter, not blah, 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 slut in it. So that's my first recommendation for everybody. Stupid titles work on Kickstarter, but they have to be family-friendly stupid titles. Yeah, I remember that too, Patrick. And I had forgotten my place. That's what happened. I was too enamored with the title because I thought it was really funny. And also that was the joke too. That was the joke. And, and it's like, no, well, Facebook didn't like the joke once you start using it seriously. So, that, so stupid titles, but just make it family friendly. So this campaign is just a culmination of everything that I learned. Gothic Lolita, Lolita says, am I recommending signing up for Backer Kit? Actually, yes, I am, and this is why. Now, the thing is, I don't know if you've run a Kickstarter before. I don't think so, right? Like you haven't run a Kickstarter yet. But the reason why I especially recommend you use Backer Kit in conjunction with your campaign. Now, what you're going to do is that you're going to sign up for Backer Kit, and you are going to use their email function, which they call it launch on Backer Kit. They don't call it email, they just call it launch. It's like live, it's dumb because launch kind of makes it sound like it's a live project, but it's not. That's their email side, right? So what you're going to do, especially if you're running, this is your first campaign, we're going to be doing this on our next campaign because we didn't realize it until afterwards. Instead of using Kickstarter's pre-launch page, because like, you know how on Kickstarter you have the pre-launch where it's like, oh, notify me, you know, when the page goes. Okay, so what you're going to do is that you're going to use BackerKit's pre-launch page. The difference from what I can tell is that when people sign up to BackerKit's pre-launch page, they collect the emails. You know who's signing up. On Kickstarter, you don't know who's following you until you launch. And you only know if they transfer, if they pledge, right? But in the meantime, you're collecting people on Kickstarter on your pre-launch page, and you have no idea who they are. You can't send them messages. You can't send them updates. You can't do special promotions. On BackerKit, as far as I can tell, you can do that. You can collect those emails. And what it is that not only do you collect those emails, you collect those emails. I think that's the important part. So it becomes part of the base of your mailing list. So the idea is to create your mailing list so if you use BackerKit, it just makes it a lot easier because you get all the emails, not just the people who pledge. You also get the people who sign up for your for your pre-launch page. So yeah, I would recommend it for that. And then like the good thing about it is like if you've run a campaign before on say you've run a campaign before already, you can import all your campaigns, no matter how many accounts you have. Like say you have like 2 or 3 different accounts running, but you control them. You can import all those accounts in and all your campaigns, and it'll aggregate every single email from every single backer into one list. And then from BackerKit, you can actually send out emails to these people, to everybody who's ever backed a campaign from you. And what I like about that is that because on Kickstarter, you have to go campaign by campaign if you want to contact all of your backers, which is annoying because say you have, like I have 7 issues, right? That means I'm sending the same email to people who've backed all 7 issues. So they're getting the same email 7 times, and that sucks. On BackerKit, it only happens once because they get that email from all your campaigns. So you have more, it's a lot more streamlined, right? And what I like is that once you send out your email, like say your campaign launches, right? People pledge to your campaign. So you send up the first email to everybody, right? As people pledge to your campaign, BackerKit kind of puts them aside, like removes them from your mailing list temporarily, right? So when each time you send out emails for that campaign, you're not bothering the people that pledged already. It's only concentrating on the people that didn't pledge. So every subsequent email, as the more people pledge, right, then BackerKit only sends emails to the people who didn't. So you're not bothering anybody. And I really like that. And what's really cool too is that you have control over this list. BackerKit, it's not proprietary to BackerKit. Every email that they collect is yours, which means that if you wanted to like move everything, like if you wanted to use MailChimp or something, like so in between campaigns, you wanted to send updates to people about what you're doing or whatnot, right? You can take that master email list from BackerKit and input that to you download the CSV file. That's CVS's pharmacy CSV file, and then you put that in MailChimp, and now you have all of your emails. You still have control over the people that you're sending emails to, so you can continue updating them. Caveat: I think every time you use like it's $99 on BackerKit, it's $99 per campaign. So you pay $99 and you can send as many emails as you want as the campaign is live for $99. So I think it's worth the money, honestly, because I think that it's too important. It does a very important service that I think it's worth the $99. So it's like just for that. I haven't tried the BackerKit. What is it? It's the pre-order store. So that's the part of BackerKit where once your campaign ends on Kickstarter, you can extend your campaign by opening up a store, selling everything that's still selling all the stuff that's on your Kickstarter, and continuing to collect pledges technically. As you know, but your campaign, as you, I guess when you're in that, I don't know, that after your Kickstarter campaign ends, and then I think you can run the store for about like a month or 2 months, I think, if you really needed to, and you can continue selling books, through that store. The problem is that part is $200, and I don't personally think it's worth it unless you're making 10 grand or more on a campaign. Just like I'm like for this, I don't think it's worth it for me to run the BackerKit store on this campaign, because I don't really think the way my campaign's moving, I don't think it's going to justify the expense. I think what it is that I kind of think that I'm probably only going to sell enough to pay for the $200. Like, I really don't think I'm going to sell enough to justify having it. But if I made like 10 grand and up, then that might be worth it, because I might be able to make probably another 1,000 or more if I'm selling that much on Kickstarter. But that's just me personally. That's just me personally right now. That might change later. But for now, I don't think that for the mailing, but for the mailing list, absolutely. So yeah, I would recommend it for the mailing list capacity. Oh, and here's a secret too. If this is your first time using BackerKit and you're still kind of getting the hang of it, trying to get the hang of it, if you contact if you contact BackerKit, a BackerKit representative, right? And you're kind of like, yeah, it's like, I'm trying to do this, that, and the other thing or whatever. It's like, I don't know. It's like you just ask them whatever questions you have about BackerKit. They might waive the $99 for just to get you to try it out for your campaign. They might do it. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but I've seen it happen to too many people that it might but just be worth trying. So it's like, if you're a little hesitant about the $99, try talking to them, and maybe they might waive the $99 just to get you to try it. Because I swear, once you try it and you see how, I don't want to, but this is kind of how very, I don't want to say powerful. It sounds so commercially. It sounds like stupid marketing speak. But I mean, I forgot the word that Jose used, but it's like, it's like once you see what it can do for you in terms of controlling your email, um, it's like I said, it's worth the money. It's worth the money, but you could probably get them. You could probably convince them to waive it, but that's between you and me. So so that was like, if there was a lesson that I learned, a main lesson, those would be the two. Those would be the two. No raunchy titles, and backer kit is your best friend. you know um so yeah, so that's so that's what I'm learning. That's what I'm learning right now. And yeah, and yeah, and I'm still kind of amazed at 200 and something backers. It's just nice. It's a nice feeling. The trick is, though, in the end, we got to be realistic about this. The trick, though, is getting those people to stay for future campaigns. Like, how many? Because now my question is, like, how many of those 200 people are going to come back for my next campaign, for the next campaigns? It's like, are they just here for the pern? Or is the story going, or the characters going to be interesting enough for them that they're like, you know what, let me check out the main series. That's also a thing too. Going back to what Juju was saying, don't make them regret. Don't make them regret supporting your campaign, because, like, in the end, it's like, no matter how much marketing you do, how many emails you send out, if you don't have, if you're not making a product that interests them, it's like, that's what I'm hoping to, Vest. That's why I offered the shorts collection too, because not everybody wants porn. Not everybody wants that, right? So at least I gave them the opportunity to just buy the clean book, to buy the general audience's book. And then not only that, but, like, right now I'm running a special where you can buy the entire Heir of the First Unicorn series, including for now, the 7 issues plus the prequel, for a discount. Like, you save $20. So if somebody just wanted to stick with the canon, I have it set up that they can do that. They don't need, if they're not interested in the alternative universe stuff, they don't need to get that. Because also, because you want to respect the audience that you're trying to cultivate, so it's like, I know that not everybody's into, the horny shit. So here's the opportunity for them to just read the story like normal people. It's like, kind of, so they have that option. I don't want to feel like I'm alienating anybody. And honestly, for 200 backers, I don't think I am, but at least I give everybody the option. But yeah, it's like, yeah. So it's like, so in the end, all the marketing, all the emails, it doesn't matter if you're not creating something that people want. That's kind of, that's the catch, right? It's like, yeah, it's like, there are certain things you cannot business your way out of, that you cannot market your way out of, and I see this time and time again, because it's like, is the alternative universe stuff canon? It could be, maybe. It's to me, it's canon. Probably in not the way that it's defined. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's true, Patrick. That's true. Both her and Loki. So it's like, yeah, like, I personally consider them canon. Everything with these characters to me is canon. But, in terms of actual storytelling, it's like, okay, I kind of, it's like, it's people run by a different definition. So, I want to make sure that they understand what it is that I'm offering. So, but the whole thing is, you have to offer something that in the end people want. Now, again, just to clarify, just because like it's like, just never confuse how much your Kickstarter makes or not makes. Never confuse that with the quality of your book. If your book doesn't do gangbusters on Kickstarter, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad book. Just like conversely, you can make 20 grand. I've seen books, horrible books, make bank on Kickstarter. So that's not so always be careful to make sure that you're not making that comparison. Yeah, we all read it's like we all read Playboy for the articles. Exactly, right? So that's something that also it's like we have to remember. It's like, don't it's like, because it's like, look, sometimes it takes a while for people to find their audience. Let's see. Lolita says, for me, I learned that I lacked the followers at the time and charged small. Yeah, it's like, yeah. These are lessons you learn, unfortunately, as you're doing them. Like I said, my first sketchbook campaign, I only had 15 people. But I raised $750 on it. But again, I was offering commissions on that campaign too. Like I said, if you really want to job a campaign, offer commissions. That way it's like you kind of get the monetary support that you're looking for while you're slowly building that audience, but it's like, so sometimes it takes a while for you to figure out who your audience is, where they are, what you have to do to get their attention, how to how to get them to support your campaigns. Because also a very strange thing, I don't know if it's that strange, but another thing that I learned running these campaigns is never assume that people know what Kickstarter is. That's a lesson that I own after all these campaigns. I only really learned on this one. Not, and it's like, not everybody knows what Kickstarter is. And it's very easy to think that, how can you not know what Kickstarter is? No, but it's true. It's like, because I'm collaborating with another author on this campaign, and what we were seeing is that there's a lot of people who treat Kickstarter like it's Amazon. Where it's like they're putting your books in a cart, like, they're putting books in a cart and then they're adjusting. Oh, it's like, I want to buy all these books, but then like maybe later on they'll change their minds and they go back and they adjust their cart. Oh, I don't want this anymore. So you see your support doing this. And it was just like, and what happened was that she had gotten an email from somebody who canceled her pledge, and she wanted to make sure she got a refund. And Krista had to explain that it's like, oh, there is no refund to give because you were never charged. That's not how Kickstarter works. And so she explained what Kickstarter did. And I'm like going, holy shit. It's like, we really do, when we run a campaign, we really do have to take that responsibility to to educate people, to have a section on your campaign educating people as to how to pledge to a Kickstarter and how that works. So I made a graphic explaining that. If you go to my campaign, it's there. If you want to take it, go ahead, make your own variation of it for your campaign, feel free. But it's like, yeah, it explains how Kickstarter works, how you pledge, how the pledging works, it's like what to expect. And it's like, wow, it's like because in the past I used to be really annoyed with campaigns that did that, because I'm like, who the fuck doesn't know what Kickstarter is? Well, plenty of people don't know what Kickstarter is. So yeah, so that's like another thing when you're building your audience and running these campaigns, to make sure that you keep that in mind, that that you probably have to teach people what Kickstarter is so that they do understand how to get your book. So that was like another thing that I learned on this campaign as well. So, yeah, it was just, yeah. So it's just like, so just things to keep in mind. Like I said, it's like, don't base the quality of your book based on how your Kickstarter does, because you're still building your audience. Monetary value doesn't equal the actual value of your book. It's like, are there people entertained by your book? Do they like your book? That's and it's like, and the more backers you get, you see, that's why in the end I had to remember, that it's like, it's not the money that I'm raising, it's the backers I'm collecting. That's kind of the important number, because like I said, it's like just realizing this is 207 people who looked at my campaign and all said, I want this book. And like I said, you can't fake that. Now, how do we nourish that, right? Whenever we get people who back your books, how do we nourish that? Oh, but here's the most annoying thing though, right? I have about like 200 people watching the campaign. They're just watching. These are people who clicked on the link, liked what they saw, but instead of pledging, they decided they're just going to watch it, and they're going to wait, I guess, until the last minute to pledge. And here's the thing. 200 people watching does not mean that I'm going to get 200 pledges at the last minute. And that's the thing that kind of gets me, right? Because most likely out of the 200 people, maybe 10 of them will convert over. If I'm really, really lucky, maybe 20. 20 will convert over at the last minute, but not the full 200. And the thing that's been bothering me is like, when like looking at actually that's been bothering me, looking at how many people are watching my campaign, who click on my links. Like Nita told me that there was a Bitly link for one of my campaigns that had 15,000 individual IPs clicking on it. 15,000 people clicked on that goddamn link. Did I get 15,000 backers? Absolutely not. These are people who were intrigued by the post, clicked on the link, went to my campaign, looked at my campaign, and then left. Maybe they became watchers, right? But even then, let's just say out of 15,000 people, 200 people decided that they were going to be watchers out of that 15,000 people. And now I have 200 people watching my campaign, right? And it's like I said, if I'm lucky, very lucky, 20 of them will convert into pledges before the campaign ends. So it drives me nuts, because if the idea of is getting eyeballs on our campaigns, right? According to the data or the data, right? I don't have a problem getting eyeballs on my campaign. I don't have a problem getting eyeballs on my links. What I'm having a problem with is converting those eyeballs. How do we convert those eyeballs? Oh, I agree, Vess. I hope they show back up too. It's like how it's like, what is it with what they're seeing between when they click on the link and see my campaign? What's happening in that moment that, oh, hey, Joe, what's happening in that moment that they're not pledging? That they're making the decision they're not going to pledge? Like, what's happening in that moment? Is it the fact that they don't know how to use Kickstarter? Is it the fact that maybe, oh, I don't know, they don't like the fact that they have to wait? It's like, it's not an immediate sale. Everyone's used to Amazon, where it's like, oh, I make my order and then in 3 days I get the book. It's like, I mean, it could be anything. But that's the thing that's kind of driving me crazy, because it's like, it's like, what do I do with this information? What do I do with this? And that's the reason why, especially for Kickstarter, I want to know who these watchers are. And I think that that's where BackerKit comes in. I really do. I'm not sure if BackerKit collects, conversion rates. That's exactly what we're talking about, Joe. I don't know if, like, say, if BackerKit collects the watchers, the emails for the watchers. I don't know. I don't think so. But I know that they do collect it for the pre-launch page, though, or at least that's how I understand it. So that's why at least that's important, But on the next Kickstarter survey, I'm going to mention, it's like, look, I want access to the emails of people who are on the pre-launch page, and I want access to the emails of the people who are watching, because I want to be able to rectify this, but I don't know how to, because I don't know who they are. I don't know their reasoning. It's like, I don't. So yeah, so it's like, that's so that's kind of like the other thing, that it's like, okay, what do I do with this information, or lack thereof, right? So, but I don't know, it's like, it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot that can, if you're not careful, that information can kind of like eat you alive, because it's like, we're sitting here trying to figure out, like, how to really grow our audience using Kickstarter, using BackerKit, using our email lists or whatnot, and then it's like, there's all these little things that are kind of like, oh, why can't I break through? It's like, what is it that I'm doing or not doing that's keeping the conversion from happening, right? But in the end, though, right, you always have to remember that that's all fine and good, but your main focus should always be on what you're making, on what you're creating, on your book, because, like I said, in the end, you cannot market your way out of having a product that's a hard sell. Let me just put it like that. I don't want to say that it's, it's, oh, you have a bad product, or in the end, I don't want to say that. Like I said, sometimes it takes a while to build an audience, to find your audience. Sometimes it takes a while, it's like, especially the more niche you get with your books, it's like the harder it is to find that audience. I mean, also for this campaign, also another thing that I was doing different, speaking of trying to widen my audience, like I said, I hooked up with a woman who's doing novels. So we collaborated. I do comics, she does novels, and I'm trying to like, well, what would happen if I exposed her readers, right? She has 300 and something backers on her campaign, right? And what I did, part of doing like collaborative prints and whatnot, right, is that when her campaign ends, I gave her kind of like a PDF bundle for her to give her backers. And that's going to have an exclusive print, PDF print, my prequel book, Legend of the Silk Rose, the short story, and EGORAVEN issue 1. And that's going to go out to all her backers, all 300 and something backers, as a thank you for them supporting her campaign. Oh, here's some extra stuff you might like, and it's like, and then it's like, I'm kind of, well, what happens if I introduce a comic to novel readers? It's like, let me see. Joe is saying, this is why I struggle with cold audience questions. Are watchers truly warm to you? You see, that's the thing. I don't know. I mean, technically, it makes sense that they're warm because they're there. They clicked on the link. They looked at my campaign. They decided to be watchers. I have 200 people who are watchers on my campaign, right? To me, that tells me that's a warm audience. The problem is I don't know how warm. That's why I want to tell Kickstarter I want those emails. I know you assholes have those emails. I want those emails because, why is Kickstarter holding out on me, right? Why are you holding out on the like these people are obviously interested, but they're not converting over. I want to know why. I want to have access to them. So yeah, so like I said, that's the frustrating thing. But that's it's like I just have to make sure that I'm not being driven completely crazy by that information or lack thereof, because like I said, in the end, do your work, do your comic, and yeah, and it's like, my alarms are, we're almost finished here. Because it's like, in the end, do your work, do your comic, do your book, and experiment with audiences. Like I said, for me, I'm kind of like trying to expose myself to novel readers. And because you know what? Why not? Right? It's like, look, I read novels. I'm a comic book artist that reads novels. I'm reading novels right now. It's like I'm completely riveted with a novel series right now. What's funny was that I learned about her on Kickstarter. This author, Myra Danvers, she did a book called The Feral Court. And oof, it's like I bought the book, read an excerpt, bought the book, decided that I was going to try out another book of hers that was on Amazon, and I'm completely hooked on this author, completely hooked. And yeah, and it's like, look, I can buy novels. So what's there for, so why should I assume that novel readers won't read a comic? But at the same time, that's the reason why I'm sending out my prose short story too, because it's like, well, here's a prose book, here's a prose story for them. It's like, maybe I could warm them up to my writing, and it's like, and then it's like, also I'm seriously toying around with the idea of converting EGORAVEN, the series, or the First Unicorn, into a novel series, or into a novel, it's like, so I do have the beginnings of that, and I want to do that. Maybe that's something that I can offer up on future campaigns, where it's like, where I release each each comic book as a chapter, where you can get a prose version of the comic book, but like, and it'll have like extra scenes and stuff, because as prose I can write them in, that I couldn't put it's like I did the shorts collection, right, for the little stories that I couldn't fit into that. But it's like, if I do it as a novel, there's even more stuff that I could put in, more information, more extra scenes that I could put in, so that's an idea that I'm toying around with. It's like, it's like, see, Juju is saying Vess has a fan art community that likes her mini fan art comic pages. Yeah, how does she convert that? Oh, you're asking me. I'm gonna make that. I mean, I've seen her fan art. I mean, her fan art is very related, like thematically, to Celestial Pulse. It's like, because that was the mistake that I was making with my fan art, is that, I wasn't making enough fan art that connected thematically to my comics. It's like I was doing pictures of Deadpool when I really should be doing fan art of Lodos Wars. It's like, or Berserk, or it's like I know that like that type, like that's really what I was noticing. That's like, holy shit, I was doing the fan art wrong this entire time. So so it's like, so that's so like, so all her like, I've been seeing a lot of fantasy stuff from her, because she does the role playing. I mean, there's no reason why people who are into role playing shouldn't be into Celestial Pulse. Absolutely no reason. That people who are into Lodos Wars and Berserk and like all the fantasy, all the fantasy manga that I've been slowly collecting, right? There's no reason why these people could not be fans of Celestial Pulse. So it's like, so it's like, I guess like what you do is you do the fan art, and then you start introducing Celestial Pulse into their space. It's like, hey, if you like this fan art, it's like, here's a piece that I did of my original fantasy. Vess doesn't want to mix work with pleasure, but I see them as potential backers. You see, that's the thing. That's how I see them too. That's how I would see them. It's like, because why not? I mean, maybe she doesn't want to come off like she's marketing. Maybe that's what it is. Hold on, let me switch over, because it's like we already hit the second hour, but I still want to talk. Hold on, let me just adjust my thing here. Okay, so this is what I got so far on the piece. I'm very happy with it. I definitely got to clean my pens, because a brand new nib works beautifully. But I'm very happy with it. So I'm just going to keep on working on it until I finish inking it, and then I'll move on to the next thing. But going back to Juju. So I think what it is that probably, Vess doesn't want to feel like she's forcing marketing on this group, right? Which I completely understand. Nobody wants to feel like they're carnival barking. I hate carnival barking. I hate people who carnival bark. But at the same time, like I said, there's no reason why these people wouldn't enjoy Celestial Pulse. Probably what I would recommend is, because she has so many issues. She's on issue 10 now. She has so many issues. It's like, it's like, maybe, Vess could consider giving away. Actually, no, she does that, doesn't she? That she gives away a free, like, you can read Celestial Pulse for free, but maybe for these groups, like, oh, I have a downloadable PDF of the entire first issue. Um, and it's like, oh, if you enjoy these commissions, check out my comic. You can read it for free. Here's a free PDF, and just kind of like be casual about it. Um, it's like, or it's like, when you're posting up, the fan art that you're doing, you put up like, oh, and by the way, here's a picture of my OC, and it's like, you don't have to mention anything, it's like, if you don't feel like carnival barking, which I don't recommend anyway, but, it's like, oh, this is my OC from my comic, I just thought you'd like to see it. You don't have to put links or nothing if you don't feel like. And then it's like, you just like, because that's kind of like how I feel like I kind of work my Facebook page. I just kind of like post. Well, yes, Joe. But the thing is, that's what it is. It feels like we're talking dogs at this point. It's like you want to be like very casual, because I've seen people be really, really ham-fisted with it, and that's like the easiest way to get muted. And you don't want, you want people to enjoy your work. So that's what I would, I would recommend. Just like incorporating, or maybe what I've been seeing a lot of is that maybe like part of the fan art, maybe have like Fuji or Vincent or Aiden like cosplaying, like do pieces of them cosplaying as fan art. So it's like, it's kind of like it's fan art, but not quite, it's like, it's your characters cosplaying, like I've done some sketches of EGORAVEN dressed up as She-Ra, or I've done pieces of Loki as Red Sonja, because he's a shapeshifter. So, he could shapeshift into a woman. It was just a really stupid picture, but that's the point, it was to have fun. So I was doing like little sketches like that. It's like, oh, let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find the sketch. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was in one of these. Let me see. I know I have some fan art. Yeah, so I just have like, I've just done some pictures of like I said, of EGORAVEN dressed up as She-Ra. Just do stuff like that. It's like oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it's in the other one. Let me see. And it's like, and the thing is, though, it doesn't even have to be like really finished pieces. It's like, I have, oh, here's one. So this is Loki dressed up as Red Sonja, right? So I did this after the episode of Loki where Loki meets his variants, and I guess like he meets Sylvie. And everyone went crazy when he kissed Sylvie. So I did that, and I'm like, wait, why? It makes complete sense. The guy is a narcissist. Of course he would kiss himself. So I took it a step forward, and it's like, so my Loki, so he dresses up as Red Sonja, and at the bottom, it's like, kiss me, I totes fuck me. So it's just something silly like that. It doesn't even need to be it doesn't even need to be a finished piece. Let me see if I can find the other one, because that's actually a response to a joke I did in another doodle. Here it is. So here is my sketch of EGORAVEN as Red Sonja. I mean, as She-Ra, and then the joke up here is that Loki is trying to get EGORAVEN to put on the Red Sonja bra. So that's where the other one comes from. It's like, well, somebody has to wear it, right? So I mean, just do something like that. It's like that's because like Sam Vera, right, a friend of ours, he's running a campaign for "There's an Alien in My Toilet." It's more like a all ages comedy that he's doing with an alien. And what he's been doing is that he's been doing this entire series of prints of his character Duty, the alien, cosplaying. Like he says, like his character Duty is the ultimate cosplayer. So he has all these prints of Duty as dressed up as all these different characters. So it's like that's kind of what he does. Yeah. Oh, let me see. Oh, I'm going to have to pay you for an intervention. I tell Vess her sketches are good enough for stuff like that, but she always has to do finished art. Look, it's funny. It took me a while. I understand this. It took me a while. And that's, in the end, that was the reason why I started doing these sketchbooks. I have one complete sketchbook. I have sketchbook and a half. And I just started doing these sketchbooks with the full intention was that they were going to be not perfect. That was the thing. It's like that was the mentality I took with the sketchbook, is that what I wanted was just to be able to kind of like just sketch and not worry about it. It's like, if it looks bad, it looks bad. I just let it go. It's kind of like, and then it's like, that's kind of where the doodles kind of started. Oh, this is a page of Loki singing the DuckTales theme. And it's like, it's literally just me just messing around, and like I said, but the main thing is that it's not to be perfect. And because, again, I can't show the next page. Because the whole thing is kind of like trying to let go of that idea that everything has to be perfect, and just kind of like, and it helps me loosen up my hand. It's kind of weird, and what's funny is that what I found is that by doing these sketches like this, I can't show the next page, that it's actually helped me with my finished pages, with my finished work. Like there's just like, I guess it kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of made me less self-conscious when I worked on my more finished pieces, by doing these sketches. This is Loki and EGORAVEN at Disney World. This is canon. Oh yes, that's Loki would do that. Now you have me thinking of your Loki doing the show. Like, don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Actually, he does a little bit more than that, but you know what? It's, but yeah, but that's, I'm just, I'm just doing just little rough sketches, and I post them. Almost every one of these I post to Facebook, and they just became a whole thing. Joe could tell you about them. Jody can tell you about them. And it's, I like this one. This one is Loki and Thor. And this was before this was before I learned that technically in the mythology, Loki and Thor are not brothers. I just accidentally took the shit from the Marvel movies, but then I decided to just run with it. So it's like, so pretty much my world building is completely based on me misunderstanding mythology. I like this one because like, oh, it's kind of funny how Thor looks like William H. Macy. You know, so it was just, you know, so it's just really funny. I just, you know, I just like that, you know, so it's like, yeah, so I'm just doing, I'm just doing like, it's like, do the sketches. Do the sketches. Maybe one day I should flip through this entire book because like I said, this entire thing is full. This entire book was full. I have never finished a sketchbook. Never finished a sketchbook. And this one is completely full. It's like hold on. I just got to show this. This is a little crossover that I did with Tall Tales. This is just Loki making the mistake of flirting with Pandora from Tall Tales, and then of course, there's the consequence of it. He's just being a complete dick because he can't help himself. He just can't help himself. It's just really, and also it's like, just the fact that I got to draw Loki as a fish, because he turns in the mythology, he turns into a salmon, at one point. So it's like, oh, Loki is a fish, being stupid, so, so probably I should. Yeah. So I've never finished a sketchbook before, but this sketchbook I finished, and it's just like all the stupid shit in my head, world building. This is me world building, on top of everything. That's what this is. This is me world building. Oh, I can't show you that. Don't see that. Don't pause there. Oh, wait. So this is me world building, so, yeah, do the sketches. That's all I can say. Do the sketches. So, oh my goodness, we're like already like heading to like another half hour of this, but that's what happens when we're having fun, right? No, absolutely, Juju. I've seen her D&D sketches. That's what I'm talking about. It's like she showed this notebook, where it's like the shit looks like, you could print that as its own book. It's like, I mean, just like it looks like, so it's like, yeah, I've seen it. It's like, girl, do the sketches. So okay, so yeah, it's like unfortunately, as much fun as I'm having right now, I gotta go. So but you know what? Thank you so much. So like I said, so here's the piece that working on. It's like I really enjoyed working on this. It was just really nice to kind of like get my hands dirty, literally and figuratively again. It's like as much fun as I have on Clip Studio Paint. And it's like sometimes I need to remember where I came from, right? So yeah, so if you want to see the finished piece, just make sure you subscribe to my Facebook page, because eventually I'll put the finished piece up if I get to finish it tonight or tomorrow. So yeah, so hold on, let me just okay, where is my stuff? Poof. No, we want that. Oh, here we go. Poof and poof. Okay, there we go. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining me for another successful stream. Too bad Jake didn't come in here, because it's like he would have said another successful rotation. Absolutely. Thank you so much. We had a great time. I had a great time. The conversation was great. I hope you learned, everyone, like maybe we were all working together. Maybe I hope that you got work done listening to me blather on about stuff, or you learned something. But you know what? As long as we had fun together, that's the important thing. thank you so much, everybody, for joining me in the chat. And thank you so much to my wonderful eyeball people still watching after all this. Thank you so much for joining me for this almost at 2 hours and 20 minutes. Thank you, HR. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lolita. Good night. Thank you, Juju, and definitely thank you, Visenia. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you, everybody else who's joined me. Like I said, thank you so much to the eyeball people who also joined me today and kept me company as I worked. Remember that, so just remember that. I do have, that my campaign, Unicorn King's Daughter, closes on Friday at 11:45 a.m. Eastern. You have until then to pledge to the campaign. It's like, and if you want the alternative universe stuff, you have the 2 issues there. But if you just want to stick with the canon stuff, that's also available there, along with all the previous issues of EGORAVEN. If you missed the previous campaigns, even if you missed Tall Tales, I do have all my Tall Tales books on the campaign as well. So if you missed anything, you can catch up with it. You can catch up on this campaign. Remember, it closes Friday. So join us. Make sure you join us on Friday for the Rage Into the Vlog show. We will close out the campaign with special guest Krista Crawford, who I have been collaborating on the campaign. Also, if you pledge to both our campaigns, Sky of Thorns and the Unicorn King's Daughter, aka Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut, you will also get a bonus collaboration print. And like I said, everybody who pledges to Sky of Thorns specifically will get a special PDF gift pack with a 3rd print, collaboration print, that I will be offering along with my prose prequel and EGORAVEN issue 1. So, free stuff for everybody. So that's it for me. If you want to learn more about me and my artwork and everything else that I do, you can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWRKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites, but I mostly post to Facebook. That's where I usually put all my sketches, all my doodles, all my current work in progress, all my, just everything I feel like posting there. Any new stuff that I may finish that I don't really post anywhere else. And whatever live updates I might have at the moment. And remember, you can also catch me on YouTube at my own channel at Daphne Lage Art. That's Lage, where you can not only watch all of my previous streams and shows, that's in my archive, but also all of my how-to videos. It's like they're a little bit on the old side. I still have to make the effort to make some new ones, but I really do think that a lot of the information that I put out there is evergreen. So check that out as well. And remember that you can read EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn, for free on my website. You can read it for free. Where's my thing? Yes, it's like you can read EGORAVEN for free, uploading every day, Monday through Friday. If you're just finding out about the book now and you want to try it out before you, pledge to the campaign, you can read it for free, download a free PDF, check it out. You can do that there. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a Lord of the Rings furry adventure, you can head on over to the link at Tall Tales, TAILSonline.com, where not only can you read the first 20 issues for free, but you can catch up on the latest story arc, Tears of the Mother, which is also uploading every day, Monday through Friday as well. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. And remember that your greatest, I guess it's like, the greatest thing that you can worry about. It's like, am I even wording that right? I mean, it's like, God, it sounds so ominous that it's like, you know what, that your goal, no matter what you do, no matter what you create, is be a better person today than you were yesterday. Create, it's like improve your art, improve your writing, improve your be better at everything that you're doing today than you were yesterday. Because in the end, like I said, you cannot market your way out of that. You cannot business your way out of that. So yeah, so just remember, that your only competition is with yourself. That's pretty, I think that's pretty much what I'm saying. Your only competition is with yourself. Competition is is the destroyer of joy. Don't let that happen. Be just all you have to do, just worry about being better today than you were yesterday, because it'll definitely pay off tomorrow. So there you go. One day I'll figure out a good ending line for this show. So thank you so much again for joining me, and I will see everybody next time. Bye.